Welcome to the Explainer. If you grow plants, getting the feeding just right is, well, it's everything. But what if you could guarantee that perfect mix every single time without even thinking about it? Today, we're going to break down a pretty amazing piece of engineering that does just that. It's going to save you time, and honestly, it could completely change your results.
Okay, so let's start with something we've all been through, right? The daily grind of mixing up nutrients by hand. It's a chore, it takes up so much time, and let's be real. Getting that mix 100% perfect every single time, that's tough.
So what if you could just automate that whole thing? Make it not just easier, but way, way more accurate? Well, you can. And the solution is a really powerful but simple idea called fertigation.
To put it simply, you're basically combining fertilizing and irrigating into one step. Instead of two separate jobs, you're delivering a perfectly mixed nutrient solution directly to your plants every time you water. It's the classic definition of working smarter, not harder.
All right, so let's meet the hero of our story today, the Dosatron. This is the tool that makes high-precision fertigation possible. It's the industry standard for a reason. You'll find these things in professional greenhouses all over the planet.
Now, the key phrase here, the one you really got to focus on, is water-powered, non-electric. Think about that for a sec. This device doesn't need to be plugged in at all. It is a mechanical marvel that's powered entirely by the flow of water itself. That's what makes it so incredibly reliable and versatile.
And this is where the real magic is. The Dosatron uses something called volumetric proportioning. So here's what that means. For every gallon of water that flows through it, it injects a very precise, preset volume of your nutrient concentrate. It's not about how high the pressure is, it's all about the volume. So even if your water flow slows down to a trickle or it suddenly surges, the ratio, the mix of nutrients to water, stays exactly the same. That's how you get that perfect, consistent output every single time.
So how in the world does this non-electric magic actually happen? How can it measure and mix so perfectly with just water pressure? Let's take a look under the hood.
It's really just a brilliant, self-measuring pump. As water flows through, it forces a piston up and down. On the upstroke, it sucks in a perfect little dose of nutrient concentrate from your tank. And on the downstroke, it injects that dose right into the water stream, mixes it all up, and sends it on its way to your plants. It's kind of like a tiny, water-powered heart, dosing perfectly with every single beat.
And you'll actually know it's working because you'll hear this really satisfying rhythmic clicking sound. That's the piston just doing its job. And once you get used to what that rhythm sounds like, you can instantly tell if something's wrong, like if your water pressure drops or a filter gets clogged. It's like a built-in diagnostic tool for your whole system.
But here's the thing. Feeding your plants is just the beginning. This system is not a one-trick pony. That same incredible precision opens up a whole world of other uses.
So yeah, its main job is feeding your plants, of course. But the real power comes when you start thinking about the advanced stuff. You can automate really complex multi-part nutrient recipes. Or, and this is a big one, you can use it for system maintenance, like running a cleaning solution through all your irrigation lines.
The big takeaway here is just how versatile this thing is. We're talking about everything from those A, B, C nutrient systems to line cleaners like hypochlorous acid. You can even run foliar sprays or pest control solutions through it. It's one tool, one mechanism that handles it all with precision.
All right, now, if you want to get the absolute most out of a Dosatron and make sure it runs perfectly for years, there are a few rules you just can't ignore. Getting these right is really the difference between a good system and a truly great one.
First thing you have to understand is injection ratios. And the most common one, the one you're going to see on fertilizer labels all the time, is 1 to 100. All this means is that the Dosatron is set to mix 1 part of your concentrate with 100 parts of water. Simple as that.
Okay, this is where you really need to pay attention. Most fertilizer instructions are based on that standard 1 to 100 ratio. So if you change the setting on your Dosatron, you have to change the strength of your concentrate to match. For instance, if you set the dial to 1 to 200, you're injecting half as much concentrate, right? So you need to make your stock solution twice as strong to get the same final result. It's just a simple balancing act between the dial and your mix.
Now this part is absolutely critical. Proper filtration at these 3 spots is the secret to a long, happy life for your system. You need a filter before the unit to protect its guts from any gunk in your water line. You need a filter on the intake tube to keep your stock tank clean. And you need a filter after the unit to protect your drippers. Trust me, it is so much easier to clean a filter than it is to unclog an entire irrigation system.
And finally, one last simple but essential piece, the bypass. With just the flip of a valve, you can choose to send plain,
clean water through your lines without injecting anything at all. This is perfect for when you need to flush your system, or for those days when your plants just need a drink of plain water. So, at the end of the day, the big idea here is that a precision tool like the Dosatron can completely change how you grow. It saves you an incredible amount of labor, it gets rid of all the guesswork, and it delivers the kind of consistency that leads to amazing results. It really makes you stop and think, right? What if the secret to better growing isn't actually more work, but just smarter water?